Welcome to a new Business Finance short problem solving lecture. We will now have a look at study problem 12-3 in page 412 from the 8th edition of our textbook. Here's a view of the problem. Let's go ahead and highlight some key facts provided in this problem. Our company will manufacture and sell 200,000 units next year, and fixed costs are currently totaling $300,000, and variable costs will be 60% of sales. Given these facts, and also the firm wanting to achieve a level of earnings before interest and taxes of $250,000, what selling price should the company charge in order to achieve its goal? And then we are supposed to verify our result by setting up an income statement. Okay, so let's briefly have a look at the income statement and what items come out of it. So we have sales, then we will have obviously variable costs deducted from our sales figure, then we will get our revenue before fixed costs, and then subtracting fixed costs from that, we will get our earnings before interest and taxes. Now, we have a goal. Our goal here is $250,000. We already know our fixed costs, which is $300,000. As you can imagine, we can work our way backwards to figure out revenue before fixed costs, and in that case that number would be $550,000. Now working our way backward one more time, so that's the tricky part. We need to make the following assumption. Let's assume that sales would be X dollars, right? So that's the total amount of sales. We know that variable costs are 60% of sales, so as a result, variable cost would be equal to 0.60 times X. From here, we can easily set up an equation to solve it for X, X representing sales, obviously. So let's set up that equation. So X sales dollars minus 0.60 times X dollars, which is the variable cost here. So let's again recall, this is sales, this is variable cost, and that number should equal $550,000. Now it's quite easy to solve this problem, obviously. So this implies that 0.40x is actually equal to that $550,000 figure, and then we can divide both sides of our equation by 0.40. Obviously the 0.40 terms will cancel out, and from here we'll get that sales is equal to 550,000 divided by 0.40 I should say, is equal to $1,375,000 US. Now this is total sales, obviously. In order to get a sales price, a selling price for each of our items, all we need to do is to divide this number by the quantity sold, which is basically 200,000 units. So let me actually create some space here. So it would be, as I said earlier, the price per unit is equal to sales divided by the quantity Q, and from here we get that sales of $1,375,000 and the quantity of 200,000 units, and finally the price comes out as 6,000. This is our unit price, $6,875. Okay, now let's verify in the second part of this problem. Let's verify our results. So sales together we agreed would be $1,375,000. Variable cost would be 60% actually, of this amount. So 60% of this amount, $1,375,000, is equal to $825,000. The difference would be equal to revenue before fixed cost, and so the difference would be 0.00055, and then we would have fixed costs totaling I believe $300,000 it was, and sure enough we will get $250,000 as our earnings before interest and taxes target. So this calculation proves also that our solution in the first part and part A of the problem was actually correct, and that solves our problem.